Hi, everyone. So here we are, another Sunday, a day for food with family and Lebanese Kitchen Live, of course, with Lebanese food made by our guest chefs from their kitchens live. So for today, we have a lovely guest chef who is following in the footsteps of her niece, Louna Barakat, who you might remember was with us a couple of weeks ago for a Mother's Day cake extravaganza. Oh, the cleaning of the kitchen after that was extraordinary. So hi, it's Chef Louna Barakat from her kitchen in Hammersmith. Hi, Louna, how are you?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
Very good. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're making today.
Hi, so my name is Louna. I'm Emma's auntie. Today I'll be making mloukhiya with chicken. Really, like I said in the video, my absolute favorite dish. So hopefully some people will learn and see how easy it is, because it conjures up memories of a lot of hard work when our mums and grandmas used to make it in Lebanon.
I have to say, when we were asking everyone what their favorite Lebanese dishes were that their mum made, this seemed to be the one that came up the most. And what I like about this version is that it's just chicken. I don't like mixing my meats. And some recipes, some mums and Lebanese chefs, they make mloukhiya with a mix of meats, but we're doing chicken today. So I'm loving this. We also have Sharbil, who is hosting today and taking your questions. Hi, Sharbil. We miss you this week.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
It's funny when Samar says that today is Sunday, the day for cooking and eating. That's 7 Sundays for me a week. Every day is eating and cooking. Samar, it's lovely to see you again. And today, as Samar said, we have Louna, who's doing one of my favorite Lebanese dishes. It's chicken mloukhiya. Louna, should we go over what the people would need to have with them and the ingredients, and we start?
Yes, of course. So first I prepared my chicken stock by boiling the chicken I needed, which was 4 chicken breasts and 4 chicken drumsticks. And the drumsticks are really good because they still have the skin on, and you get all the flavors and a bit of the fat as well. And so when you boil that, you add an onion, some peppercorns, black peppercorns, 2 bay leaves, and a cinnamon stick. And you boil it for about 45 minutes until the chicken is cooked through. And then you sieve and you keep the stock on the side to use later for the mloukhiya leaves. And you shred your chicken to pieces, or you can keep it in big chunks, depending on your preference. And then I also prepared the leaves. I use dry mloukhiya. And what I do with the leaves is I soak them in boiling water just from the kettle for about an hour. And then I drain them and I leave them on the side.
Where do we get the mloukhiya from? They are available in many shops, right?
They are. The dry mloukhiya boxes from all different brands make it. You can get them from any Arab shops, what you call Arab shops. So Lebanese grocery stockers, or, Syrian, any of those shops.
Okay, and they come in 2 forms, either dry or green leaves, right?
They come dry and frozen, because the fresh are only out in season, so it's not always available, and it's very hard to get here in this country. So it's either frozen, chopped ones you find in the freezer, and dry ones, which I prefer to cook with personally.
Okay, cool. Let's start.
Yay. So in the same pan that I've used to boil my chicken, to make my chicken stock, I'm going to crush some garlic I've got about six garlic cloves here, because I really like mine garlicky. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons or a tablespoon of ground coriander. And you also add a bit of salt, but not too much, because you will taste and see if you need some later. And you will crush it together. And that will go in the pan to fry. And the smell, when you fry garlic and coriander, it takes me back to my childhood. The smell is absolutely divine. and it's the basis for a lot of our Lebanese dishes, meaty or otherwise, and soups, a lot of dishes. So really stunning flavor, really amazing smell.
My friends always like they expect garlic anytime they're eating at night. Like if they will start looking where's the garlic, because that's the thing that never changes. There's always garlic, and
Yes.
so, I have a friend like staying over with me these days, and he's like, where does all this garlic go? Like he just keep on buying garlic every day.
We do a lot of garlic, and in that will go into the pot to fry.
So Louna, you kept the pot that you boiled the chicken with the stock and everything, whereas I cleaned it with bleach about 5 times. So I don't have that flavor that's going to happen. But so I've crushed my coriander and my garlic and salt. So do I put the oil in the pot, my large pot?
Yes. So put about maybe 2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons of oil. Depending on the quantity, of course. I've used about 3 tablespoons of just vegetable oil for frying.
Yeah.
Now you've got to be careful not to burn the garlic. So you want it on medium heat. And you want it to just take a little bit of color. So I would say about 3 minutes.
So here, what do we have? We have oil, we have garlic, we have coriander, we have salt.
Yes.
Anything else? Any other spices?
Not just yet, no.
Okay.
But of course we have the flavors of the peppercorns and the cinnamon in the stock. But I also like to add a bit more once the leaves have cooked. You always taste and see what else is missing and what you would like to add.
So I didn't have peppercorns. I thought I did. I think it was an illusion in my cupboard that I thought I had them. So I kind of had a small panic this morning. I was like, Louna, I don't have peppercorns. But I remembered that my mum would sometimes substitute that with whole cloves. And that's actually really lots of health benefits. So I put some cloves instead of peppercorns. And, yeah.
Always summer.
So can we talk a little bit about the origin of Mloukhiya, because this actually is incredibly interesting. And Ronnie, our geek, did some research this week about where the name comes from. Apparently, Mloukhiya is a derivative of Malak, king, and the origin of these leaves is apparently Egyptian. And back in the day, they were really hard to source and expensive. As a result, that's why they would make it a dish that was worthy for a king. Malak. So then we get to Mloukhiya. But
okay,
also,
so
there's a difference in the way that they say. Say that again, Shazin.
The Egyptian Mloukhiya is very different to what you're doing today. So Egyptian Mloukhiya is actually quite a famous dish as well, and pretty tasty, but it's more like a soupy dish with the same leaves but different preparation.
Yes, and I actually. Sorry.
No, I was just saying they chop them finer. We keep the whole leaf as it is.
Yeah.
They tend to chop it really fine. Yeah.
Okay, so Louna, what are you doing now? So
now I've drained the leaf, but there's always excess moisture that you don't want a lot of. So what I'm doing is I'm just squeezing a bit of the water out, as you can see. Use gloves if you can, because this is very slimy. And if some of you
my God,
like that, then definitely use gloves.
And actually, at the end, if it remains slimy, it means you haven't prepared it correctly. Am I right?
Oh no, that's fine. It's slimy in nature, so you can't really help it. But it shouldn't stay after you've cooked it. After you've added the stock and cooked it, it shouldn't stay too slimy.
Okay. And Natasha is saying she loves the history lesson. Thank you for the research, Ronnie and Samar. Samar, you were saying something else, right?
Oh, I was saying how I remember when I was younger, my Egyptian mum's friend cooked Mloukhiya, but she made it with the chopped mloukhiya, not these like whole leaves that were.
So you didn't seem to have drained them like Luna did. Or
No, I basically, the reason mine looks slightly different is these ones are picked fresh from my mum, and she put them in the freezer. So I've taken them out of the freezer, let them defrost, and then let them drain out in a colander, and they've actually come out pretty dry. They're not soaky, but that's why mine might look a little bit different.
Okay, and then you're essentially frying them with the mix of onion, garlic, and coriander, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
you need to fry them until they also lose a bit of the water. So you will see in the pan, once you start frying, more water will appear. So you need to fry it with the garlic and coriander for a good 5 minutes, maybe, or 6 minutes, just until it's a bit drier as well.
Okay. So this is a very typical sort of pattern in a lot of Lebanese dishes, where we take leaves and we fry them with either garlic or with coriander and garlic or with onions, and they sort of lose a lot of their water with this sort of frying process, and also reduces in size, right?
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, so what I was saying about my mum's friend, my mum's Egyptian friend, right? So I've grown up, as a child, being used to mloukhiya, being whole leaves. And when we ate this mloukhiya at my mum's friend's house, she made it like that soupy way, and it brings this like mucousy texture. And I was like, Mama, shwal mloukhiya? What is this? It's not mloukhiya. And then that's when I had the explanation about the differences, and there's even a difference in how they pronounce it. The other day I was saying to my auntie who's Lebanese, I'm gonna make mloukhiya. She said, no, it's mloukhiya. So I have to like cut out the extra O, mloukhiya. And she was like, why are you making this like mloukhiya? I said, so I can get rid of the O. And I remember that's how I say it properly, according to her anyway.
The difference in the accents between the Egyptian and Lebanese Arabic is very subtle, but there are some differences in those words, like mloukhiya and then mloukhiya. And I did not know about coming from Malak King. So yeah, thank you.
So Louna, catch me up. I'm still stirring the mloukhiya with everything in the pot, right?
Yeah. You don't need to stir it too much. Just let it sort of let it heat up and gently dry off.
Okay.
And
I'm an obsessive stirrer.
Yeah, you don't want that. You might get extra slime if you do that.
So
yes, you don't want that.
Tamar, I never use metal utensils with the cooking pots. I always use either wood or silicone.
So I do have wood, and that I use for like when there's when I'm frying, basically to protect any tafal. Is that what they call it? I don't know. They're non-stick. I use wood, but otherwise, I don't know why. I find it cleaner. It's easier to clean. The wood, you get a real major smell.
So yeah, while this is cooking away, and you don't need to stir it so often, every couple of minutes, I try and prepare my rice in the meantime. So I'm gonna watch my rice now, get it ready to go in the pot while this is on the stove.
So Louna, you're already getting a lot of compliments from potentially friends online. Marwan saying super delicious.
Oh, Louna, tell us a bit about Teta's Kitchen. When did it start? How did it start? Why did it start?
Clara, can I ask you to come and help with the rice? Yeah. Just wash it, and there's a sieve to drain it. I'm gonna ask my little helper my big helper, to just help me wash the rice. So Teta's Kitchen, my little food delivery service. It started in lockdown, like many businesses I hear and I see everywhere. And it started in the first lockdown. It's going to be a year in May now, when my husband's restaurant was closed. And he suggested that we needed to use the produce and all the things we had in the fridge that were going to go to waste. And he said, well, why don't we cook up some batches of Lebanese food and we just sell them or give them out to friends and family and stuff. So it was born from there, really, and we started it and people really enjoyed it. And it wasn't food that you normally find in restaurants. It was actually just home cooking, traditional Lebanese meals that we've grown with and loved since we were kids. And so I wanted people to learn more about that side of Lebanese cooking, because all they know is the restaurants, the meze, the grills. So it was a good time to introduce that. And people actually were really enjoying it because they were just sick of cooking the same old meals at home.
I love the idea, Louna.
Much choice. And you weren't always able to go shopping to get sort of exciting ingredients or whatever. So it came at the right time for some people. They wanted to try something new, something wholesome, something healthy. And as you know, our Lebanese cuisine caters to all sorts of people, vegan, vegetarians, meat lovers. So it was perfect. It was a perfect time.
What's the most popular dish that gets ordered?
That would be the moussaka, the vegan moussaka, which is the
vegan moussaka.
Yeah, which is very different from our neighbors in Greece and other countries. We do it with tomato sauce with lots of garlic again, and onions and a bit of chickpeas, and we serve it cooked in tomato sauce, and we serve it with the rice that comes with a little vermicelli in it. And that's
we don't do it in like I don't have it with rice, but I like it a lot. So you've got a lot of compliments from Sohail Barakat. Dana Barakat said she actually bought the shish barak from your kitchen, and Manal Barakat as well. So Manal is asking, can she have some mloukhiya after the Lent? So how do people sign up? How do people find your kitchen to order
at the
stuff?
moment, I'm just on Facebook and Instagram. I will set up a website soon and sort of go bigger and wider. But it's on Instagram, on Teta's Kitchen London, and Facebook, also Teta's Kitchen -London.
Okay.
And I usually post a menu every week with 3 different options, and cook on a Thursday, deliver from Thursday to Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Who does all the deliveries?
And where do you deliver to?
So far, I'm just sort of around West London, sort of South Kent to Acton, Chiswick way. But I'm really prepared to deliver anywhere, really.
And it is on Deliveroo?
No, not yet.
Okay. So how's the delivery work?
I need to add the stock now.
Okay.
So this is the right consistency for me.
Stock. You're adding the stock now to.
Yes. So very carefully. The stock really, it depends on how much you want to make. So you don't want to add too much water to make it very watery, but I'm going to add all of mine, which was originally 2 liters. So
I'm using my summer jug, which I usually serve Pims in. So this summer, anyone that's going to be drinking Pims in my house might get a taste of chicken stock.
Are you sure you're not putting Pims in it now? Okay, so just to recap quickly, how many people this portion for?
This will feed about 4 to 5, really, unless you're like us and you want 3 helpings each. So this would feed a family of 4.
And to recap, the actual stock you got is from boiling the chicken with onion and the spices you mentioned at the beginning, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So I don't. Some people add onions to the actual mix. I don't add onions to it, but the flavor from the onion is in the stock, so I think that's more than enough, really.
Yeah, yeah. So I can tell you that many of my friends like can always get me over just by mentioning mloukhiya. They say, "Hey, we're doing mloukhiya. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Yes, of course."
So now I know how to get you over and meet you properly.
Yeah, my weak point. Zero resistance. I cannot.
So while this is cooking away, I sort of put the lid on so it steams up nicely and really sort of cooks in the stock. I'm going to start on my rice as well, so that it's finished at the same time and it's all ready to eat together.
So here the Lebanese preparation of rice is quite an interesting one. I like it a lot. So it's with vermicelli, am I right?
This one I don't use vermicelli. It's because the mloukhiya is so flavorsome. You really don't need vermicelli. You don't need to add the extra carbs, as some would say. So I like it with just plain rice.
Okay.
That's how it's traditionally made. You don't use the vermicelli rice with this one. But also the type of rice I use for this one is the long grain easy cook, or just the long grain rice, because the sauce is so watery. You actually need the sort of the body of the rice to hold the dish together. And I find other rice like basmati is too flimsy for it, so I like to use the easy cook, the long grain rice. And what I do is I use the same cup to measure. So if I do 2 cups of rice in this cup, I will do 2 cups of water each. So 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water, and I will put the water first to start boiling.
So Fadia is asking who's gonna invite her.
Who?
Fadia.
It depends which Fadia.
So you have conditions to know which Fadia and then you invite or not?
Yes. Not all of. I know many. Which one?
No, Fadia.
I don't know many.
Fadia cooked for us. If you remember the fatted hummus.
Ah, yes, Fadia. Yes, Fadia fatted hummus. She needs to come back as well. We actually every time I chop parsley, I think of her because I think she was the one that mentioned how she makes use of the parsley. So I'm just cleaning. She makes use of the parsley stalks, which is a very good use of waste, which we don't want to make.
So Samar Manal Barakat is saying she wants mloukhiya as well from Tant Amal.
تفضلي منال بليز. بس تجي منال عندي يعني I need to make double.
Udana Barakat is asking what are you stirring? I told her it's this stock, but it's with pims in it, right?
Yes. We've got pims in there.
Please explain to her what's in there. What will you say?
Can we show Louna what my mloukhiya looks like to make sure? Do I need to put?
Did you put the stock in, Samar?
Yes.
I did. Should I put more?
Oh yes, please. You need to have it like really salty.
Okay. Fabulous. It's all gone in. So Louna, tell me, where did the inspiration for Teta's kitchen come from? Is Teta where you learn how to cook?
So Teta, yeah. I mean, Teta, like you know, in Lebanon, cooking skills are passed down through generations. And if my mom's cooking is any good, that's because she learned it from mom. So Teta, for me, embodies all the the goodness of the food. The sort of the warm smell of the kitchen, everything. And my earliest memory of my Teta, which is grandmother in Lebanese, is when she used to sit on the floor and make the bread on the sage, which is a bit like the domed. It's a domed metal shape on top of wood log fire, and she just used to make fresh bread for us, and we'd have it with lebne, the strained yogurt and olives, and if we were good, we'd get butter and sugar. So for me, that's what Teta is, and that's what the picture represents. The picture on labels on Teta's kitchen is a woman baking those breads on the sage, as we call it. So yeah, that's where it came from.
So we've got a lot of people also commenting. Jean-Louis is gonna cook again, he said, and we've got Clementine saying, "Well done," and she's gonna try this recipe. I highly advise it. It's very simple and really tasty.
It's so delicious. I can quote one of my friends. She ordered from me when I did it on the menu for Teta's Kitchen, and they're from Singapore. And so she offered it to her children, and they couldn't get over how different it tasted from anything they've ever tasted. And what they could describe it as was it tasted like oolong tea. Which is very apt because, you know, they are a bit like tea leaves. And when you cook them and you get this aroma and this flavor, it is like nothing out there. Very distinctive mloukhiya. Yeah, that's quite a funny one. It made me laugh.
So Muhammad Jabban is saying his grandma used to say that stirring the mloukhiya should be kept to minimum.
Yep. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting my rice on to boil. You put, of course, salt to taste. And so when it starts boiling, I will cover it and I will leave it to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I will just leave it alone, turn the heat off, move it to a different hob, and just leave it for a few minutes to finish cooking.
And the boiling on medium flame or low flame?
So no, when you want it to boil, you keep it on high, and then once it starts boiling, you put it on the lowest with the lid on firmly for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the mloukhiya is cooking. You want the leaves to sort of soften a bit. So that's why you will leave it to cook in the stock first before you add the chicken. Otherwise, you will really get very soft shredded chicken all over it. And because the chicken is already cooked, it doesn't need that much once you add it to the sauce.
Yeah, because the chicken has been boiled for like 45 minutes already, right?
Yes, so it's pretty cooked. I mean, this is my chicken here. I've done it earlier, and you know, it's ready to go in. It's all pieced up. So yeah, it doesn't need a lot. It just needs to heat through and to give its flavor to the rest of the dish.
And the mloukhiya, you cook it for what, 15, 20 minutes?
The mloukhiya, I mean, the longer it cooks, the better. But seeing as we don't have much time today, we will cook it for about as long as we can, really, for about maybe 40 minutes. Oh, that
so
chicken
we cook the mloukhiya for 40 minutes.
Sorry, Sharma.
We cook the mloukhiya for 40 minutes normally, or even longer?
Yes, I would say 40 minutes. So now, depending on the leaves, it's a good, always test out one leaf, see if it's a bit still not as soft as you would like it or a bit chewy, then leave it to cook a bit longer. But I would say 40 minutes to 50 generally, yes.
Okay, okay, I see.
We're talking about the dry one, remember?
Yeah. I guess it's something slightly different for the mloukhiya that Samar had prepared, right? Because it came from a different place. Like it had been already frozen before, right?
Yes, and it's fresh mloukhiya. So yes, it'll be interesting to see whether it takes longer or shorter to cook, actually, Samar.
Yeah, so my mum used to order the mloukhiya leaves fresh when they were in season.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if you mentioned already that there is a seasonality to these leaves, hence why they're predominantly purchased frozen out of season. Remind me, when is the season for mloukhiya?
September? I'm not sure. Ronnie knew. Ronnie, help.
Ronnie Encyclopedia. August.
I know, our geek is behind the scenes. Anyway, I think it's late summer, because I remember that's around the time that my mum would have crates of the leaves. I'd come home from work and I would see these leaves just like spread across the dining table. And I'm like, what is this? She said she's basically airing and drying out the leaves. And she picked every single one. And I've got about 3 kilos frozen. So at the moment, I'm using about a kilo from the freezer. So yeah, it's a good thing to just basically have in the freezer and then make up. So, yeah.
And do you know what is the name of the leaves in English? So in Arabic it's mloukhiya, but in English is there another word for it?
Yes,
Yeah,
I have that. 1 second.
They're called Jew's mallow or jute mallow sometimes. But
Oh,
I think
jute
the popular
mallow,
one
okay.
is Jew's mallow, yeah.
So I had to look this up when I was doing my mum's book, and we did mloukhiya.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can read it there, but it's. I
This
had
is
to
it.
look up what the English
Molokhaya.
word is. Nalta jute stew.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's known by different names in different countries. It's quite weird. Here, whenever you put it into Google or anything, you get Jew's mallows, and on the actual boxes where you buy it from the shop, it's in English. It's called Jew's mallow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess these days I just put something in Google in whatever language it is, and then it will tell me whatever other language I need it in. So it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we now?
So the rice is just about to boil. The mloukhiya is cooking. I will turn the heat down on the mloukhiya a little bit so it doesn't boil over. That's looking nice. The smell.
Luna, when
is
do I put the
amazing.
chicken in with the mloukhiya?
Not just yet. I think I'm
Not
going to give it another 10 minutes.
So you have also, Samar, you also boiled your chicken for 45 minutes, right?
Yep, I did. However, unlike Luna in her video, I did 2 whole large chickens because I have a big family to feed. And I don't mean that in number of people. I mean more like
That's the
in
size of people.
volume, size. Yes. So
We can
2
see some.
whole
We can
large
see.
chickens went in to boil and make the stock. And then what happened, because they were whole chickens and I knew that we needed to serve it in pieces like this, I took the chicken out and started to debone and take off the skin and everything to make these pieces. But it was so hot. I was wearing gloves and I was like, your mama. And I remember my mom used to do that, and I'm like always thinking like, she has no feelings in her hands. How is she able to just like go in with this hot boiling chicken without any feelings? It takes practice, I guess.
Yeah, I guess like it depends what you've been doing with your fingers, and if you're
What you trying to
cooking
say
a
about
lot.
my mom?
So Natasha is asking, is it 1 chicken for Elias and 1 for Dad?
Is it 1 chicken for who?
For Elias and 1 chicken for Dad? That's from Natasha.
So actually, no. Let's be kinder than that, guys. Come on. It's 1 chicken for me, half each for them.
And half for each of them. Okay, now it makes more sense. So at this stage, what are you doing, Luna?
So right now I am preparing some of the toppings that traditionally go on top of mloukhiya once it's cooked and served. And one of them is the onion in vinegar. Really, sometimes you would rather use the white onion because it's a little bit sweeter and not too sharp. I'm using a brown onion because I don't mind the taste. And what you need to do is chop it really, really fine, so you don't get big chunks when you eat. And all you do is chop it fine, put it in a bowl, and add a little bit of vinegar. And what I'm using here is the white wine vinegar. You can use any vinegar that you prefer or that's good to eat, but you don't want it too sharp because then it will really take away the.
Yes, exactly the same. Yeah, but you shouldn't be using balsamic vinegar here. It's too strong. Balsamic vinegar is too strong.
No, balsamic vinegar is not for this. No. So what I'll do is I'll just do this little bit, and I will get them ready in my little bowl.
It's amazing, like the slice of onions you managed to make with this tiny knife.
I prefer small knives. I don't know why.
I like big
You
knives.
just want to cover the onions. You don't want too much. So just to cover and leave it to sort of sit together for a while to fuse and to get all the flavor of onion into the vinegar.
So here it's going to be like or rather like marinated onion with vinegar, right? No salt,
Yes.
nothing else added, right?
Almost like a pickled onion, because you put them in the vinegar for a while. And another topping that I've prepared earlier is just toasted flatbread. So you can put that in a sandwich press or in the oven. And it's our flatbread, the Lebanese flatbread that we use for wraps. And you just toast it to break it into little pieces. And what you do is you sprinkle it on top.
Yeah.
If some people don't like the vinegar with the onion, lemon is traditionally used from Mloukhiya, lots and lots of lemon. That just adds a whole new dimension to the dish. It's so good. And that's what makes
it's very typical for our cuisine to have a lot of either vinegar or a lot of lemon. We like sour taste a lot.
Yes.
And other people don't really necessarily tolerate it to the level we do. We like it a lot more than other people. But yeah, this is something each person does to their own taste, right?
Exactly. Like someone was asking me, what do you prefer it with? Do you prefer the onion and vinegar or lemon? And I told her I like to have both and the bread on top.
Yeah, people are asking where is the bread? So yeah, here's the bread.
So speaking of the bread, there's many different ways that you can toast and break the flatbread. So this is the traditional flatbread that we Lebanese eat. Now, what I did is I put the flatbread in a George Foreman grill toaster, and then I put the flatbread back in the bag. I'm really proud of this technique. That's why I'm sharing it. So I put the bread in the bag, toasted, and then I just smashed it. And then as I smashed it, I got these little small bits, as opposed to what my mum used to do. She used to cut the bread, slice the bread in nice equal pieces, like diamond shapes, then put them in the oven at the right temperature, blah, blah, blah. No, this is the best way.
Your mum was a professional, Summer.
Yeah, but I like to take shortcuts. And also, it's about stress relief in the kitchen, right?
Exactly.
I wonder why you're always on your own in the kitchen with all those knives and stress releasing.
So Samar, I think now it's time to add the chicken. So I'm going to add the chicken to the leaves and the sauce.
And how do you know that? Because at the moment, it's boiling.
Yeah.
But do I need to like test the tenderness of the leaf?
Test one of the leaves. I think mine, because I make it so often, I sort of know. But mine, yeah, are just ready now. The leaves are good.
So okay. Natasha is giving you a tip, Samar, for stress relief. She says wine is much better. I agree.
That's what's missing, Samar. We forgot the wine glasses.
Don't worry, I've got pins in mine. Look at you.
She's sorted, already prepared. Okay, so Louna, you did just the chicken breast, and Samar did the whole chicken. Am I right?
Yes, I used some drumsticks as well in mine.
And some people put lamb and chicken?
Yeah, some people do it with both, yes. Or just
weirdos.
Or just lamb, okay. I've never had it with lamb, by the way. I've only tasted it with chicken. So let me think. So when you're boiling the chicken, the sauce that comes out of that is used to boil the leaves afterwards, right? So all the flavors and the fat from the chicken goes into boiling the leaves. Am I right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Cool. Nothing is wasted. All the flavors are kept.
Exactly. Oh, my mom. Thank you, Mom. Season it
hello, Auntie. Hello, Auntie. Miss you so much.
Oh.
So actually, how long has your family been in the UK?
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be 30 years this year in August.
30.
30, yes, 30 years, yeah.
Wow.
And you grew up in London.
Well, yes, really, yeah. I mean, I came over.
So how
when
did
I
you meet
was
your
16.
husband? Because he's Lebanese as well, right?
Yes, he was already living here when we moved. Yes.
And how long have you been married?
Ooh, 18 years now.
And what would you say are the secrets to such a long, successful marriage, Louna? I mean, we know the ingredients of Mloukhiya,
Good
but
food.
a successful
Like his
marriage,
mother.
especially a Lebanese one.
Learn to cook like his mother, and then he's there for life. So Summer, I'm gonna season the mloukhiya now.
So this is seasoning with salt.
So yeah, I'm gonna put salt, and of course that's all to taste. I will also add what I started with, which is a bit more black pepper, because I just like it. And I'm gonna add some allspice, which is the Lebanese go-to spice. We use it.
It's like the 7 spices, right?
Sorry.
7 spices?
No, it's not 7 spices. It's allspice. It's
Old
like
spice.
pimento. It's called pimento in some shops, or allspice. It's not. It's different to 7 spices. Yeah. And this is what all Lebanese people cook with. Really, this is our pepper. We'd never heard of black pepper before we came to England.
How much allspice, Louna?
I'm gonna start with half a teaspoon. Also half a teaspoon of cinnamon, just to sort of see, and then if I think it needs more, then I will add more.
Samar,
say
don't
you
put
add
all
black
the
pepper?
spice. It's called allspice. Don't put all the spice. Louna, what is the restaurant name where your husband works?
My husband runs Mandaloun restaurant. It's called Mandaloun.
Oh, Mandaloun. Oh, nice.
Yes, and it's in Chelsea, and his brother. It's a family business, so the brothers run it together. And there's one in Westfield,
Nice.
also one in Rome. If you're ever there, please visit
In Rome.
Mandaloun.
Do we have anyone in Rome watching us? Mandaloun.
Yes,
Are they in lockdown in Rome?
yes, they are. Yes, but I believe they might still be open for takeaway and delivery.
Okay.
If anyone's there and ordering.
And they're reopening here soon, right?
Sorry?
In London, they're reopening soon.
Yes, on the 12th of April, we can serve outside. So we're really looking forward to it. We're getting everything ready, spruced up and ready to be seated outdoors and enjoying our food again. Although we have been open for delivery and takeaway throughout this lockdown, but it's nice to have the customers back, actual people in the restaurant.
I'm looking forward to going back to restaurants. You don't make mloukhiya at the restaurants, do you?
No, we don't. We don't. But if this is as successful as we hope it is, we might put it as dish of the day, maybe.
Yeah, sounds great. Or keep it for delivery like you're doing through the Teta's kitchen.
Yes, I always do it on Teta's kitchen anyway, yes. So I've taken the rice off the hob now.
Can I just say, when I was, murdering the boiled chicken, pulling it apart, I found the wishbone.
Oh.
And what I'm going to do for my family, because, something special, a bit of entertainment, I'm going to leave it in there. Just one single wishbone. Now, either they will find it, and then we can do, you got the wishbone, let's pull it and see who gets the wishbone and then make a wish. Or one of them will choke on it.
Siham is saying hello, ladies.
Summer, it's never boring at yours, is it?
So I'll let you know after what happens to the wishbone. I'll probably end up my luck. Probably me who chokes on it.
Just blame Corona. They will go into the Corona
karma.
statistics of excess death.
So I've tasted mine, and I think it needs a bit of salt. So I've just added a bit of salt. Thank you, Rita. Nice to hear from you.
So Fadia is saying she was in Mandaloun last year and she wants to book a table. Actually, we should all book a table and go, and especially in April, it's gonna get nice and sunny.
Yes. we have a lovely outdoor seating area where, but you have to book because I think it's going to be it's going to be a nightmare for people to get tables outside, isn't it?
Yes, I can imagine.
I do love staying in
All right,
the
Fadia.
Mandaloon in Westfield.
Yeah.
Fadia.
People watching.
Oh yeah, and a bit of
Call
shisha on the
Fadia,
side.
please.
It's just heaven, isn't it?
Okay, lemon is ready.
So what I like to do, and it's a tip my mum taught me, is to add a little bit of lemon juice to the actual pot, and again that brings out all the flavors and it gives it a tang, a nice little tang. So I'm gonna add the juice of half a lemon.
I'm gonna go and get some lemon.
Sorry,
So as
Summer,
I
I
mentioned
should have told.
before, us Lebanese, we love our food sour, so
Yeah.
you never have too much lemon.
Again, so it's a preference thing.
I'm putting half a lemon.
Is this basil you have growing on the kitchen?
Me?
Yes?
Oh no, it's mint.
Mint,
Lovely
okay.
mint plant. Yes.
Nice.
Luna, my rice is finished.
Yes. So mine is off the fire now. But I've just kept the lid on for about 10 minutes, and then you can take the lid off. Oh, that looks good.
Right. Now I'm really hungry.
Yeah, can you see what I felt like last week? Why I ate the bag of crisps when you were doing that chicken shawarma?
Oh my God, that was amazing. So yesterday I told you I did the lamb shawarma. It was really nice.
That's so good. So, Sharifat, are you finding you're being more adventurous with your cooking after all these sessions?
I'm being more savage in the terms of the amount of food I'm eating.
I tell you what else has happened with Sharbin. He's upgraded his kitchen equipment. And we acknowledged his falafel this week was very, very excellent in presentation because he actually used a food processor.
Yay. Well done.
Oh, this smells so good, guys.
So I'm going to get my...
I'll show you what my mloukhiya looks like.
Does that look a bit dry somewhere? You've got some sauce there.
I don't like it too saucy. But look, I'll show you. There is sauce. Look, I'll make it a bit... Look, see. See? Can you see it's saucy?
Yeah. Yes.
It's saucy. I need to taste it, actually. I need to do the taste test.
I had a little debate once with someone whether you should eat mloukhiya with a fork or with a spoon. What's your take on that?
Well, it depends what you're eating it with. So, if you are eating it with rice, bread together, which I know for many people sounds like a major carb load, then I would probably eat it with a spoon. No, probably actually I'd eat it with a fork because the rice and the bread would absorb enough of the zoom. So I think that would work. However, if you're going to eat just the mloukhiya, no rice, no bread, definitely a spoon because it's a bit saucy. But I'm always a fork person.
Yeah, yeah. I would use the fork, especially for that reason, because you do get enough of the sauce, but you don't get too much of it. So it's whatever's stuck on the actual rice and the bread and the chicken that goes into your mouthful, whether, you know, rather than having the whole sauce in there in a spoon.
Can I also ask another debatable question?
Yes.
How do you layer your mloukhiya dish? Rice, bread, mloukhiya? Rice, mloukhiya, bread?
Yep.
Which one?
I always start with rice, and then definitely the mloukhiya, and then again you add your toppings, be it bread, onions, anything.
Because the mloukhiya and the chicken is together, right? And then the bread.
Yes, I put the bread on top because I don't like it soggy. I like the crunchiness of it. If you put the sauce into the bread, it will be all soggy.
And then,
I like it soggy.
There you go.
Yeah. And then you put the onion and vinegar on top of everything, right?
I would, if I'm using bread and onion vinegar, I would put the onion vinegar straight onto the mloukhiya and chicken, and then bread on top.
Okay. So Dana goes bread, rice, sauce, then onion.
Dana likes her bread soggy like summer.
Yeah, it's a very big debate, guys. It's,
The debate is, how am I gonna get my hand on some?
You must
Tfadal.
make it yourself.
Yeah. This week, Samar insisted that she's gonna be the one doing it. I wonder why.
because I've got 3 kilos of mloukhiya in the freezer.
I offered that I take them from you.
Well, you know, after the pandemic is over, Sharbil, I invited you to sleep over. Not that kind of sleepover. If you're flying out, you know, from Heathrow and you need somewhere to stay because you live so far away. I told you, if you want mloukhiya, I can get it delivered to you by Thursday. It'll be cold.
Dana is saying I should order it through Teta's kitchen, so I'm definitely gonna do that.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I shall deliver to Bermondsey.
So Rita is asking, do you deliver to the state? We can start a new one. There's in Rome, so why not in the States, right? Oh, that's the Mandaloon one. So Teta's kitchen should also go international.
Yes, I wish I could go to the States and deliver there, but unfortunately not yet.
Who does all your deliveries?
At the moment, I'm doing them myself, and my husband helps sometimes.
So like drive by the car, like by car?
Yes.
Sure. How are they going to get there?
No, I cycle, for example. They live go on motorcycle.
Yes, I am trying to look at sort of better ways to reduce my carbon footprint. So I might start to cycle, especially in the nicer months.
So Isam is saying Shahaitina, the mloukhiya is delicious.
That's my uncle. Hi, uncle.
And Sheikh Jean-Louis is asking whether do you deliver to Sussex, Essex.
Oh, Essex. Oh, that might be my next go-to. Yes, why not? So I'm going to show you how I plate up my mloukhiya now. So
this looks amazing.
So I've put the rice first. I like a lot of water, a lot of sauce. I'm going to squeeze a bit of lemon on top.
Did I mention that we like lemon juice?
Did you? And I'm going to put some vinegar and onions.
So the debate here is whether we put the bread before or the bread after, and depending whether you like the toasted bread soggy or not, this is the choice is personal.
Exactly. And so now my bread goes on top.
God, I find it so weird that you're putting the bread on top.
Samar, how is yours looking?
So actually, I'm not going to serve a version. I'm just going to put the whole tanjara, the whole pot, on the on the table.
Like
and, they can just dive in.
Yes.
True Lebanese, yeah.
We're
not plate by plate.
Just the pot straight onto the table.
Yeah.
There's no point.
No.
Amazing. So I can't tell you how much this smells amazing. And I have done mloukhiya before, but I think the difference is, I don't know, it smells different. And even the chicken is more aromatic and more flavor. So thank you so much, Louna. I cannot wait. And I think this is going to really impress my family.
I guess, Samar, your version has got even more flavors with using the whole chicken because there's a lot more fat in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bones, and the pims.
Oh, we forgot about that. Luna,
Oh.
thank you so
Yes.
much. That's been amazing.
Oh, thank you guys
Yes.
for having me on. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it.
I will definitely go look up Teta's Kitchen and try to see the menus and order stuff.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys.
Thank you so much, Louna. And
Thank you,
yeah, I
everyone,
think I'm looking forward to ordering some Teta's Kitchen, or just go to your house soon one day with Sharbil.
Always welcome.
But Mandaloun for sure in the summer.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay, thanks everyone for watching us, and I hope we will see you all next week. It's been a lovely, lovely, like Sunday afternoon.